super yummy recipe of fruit cake. So this cake I'm going to make without maida or all-purpose flour, and I'm going to make this without sugar. So I'm going to use date syrup instead. So this is a very healthy fruit cake. So let's get started. So firstly, into a bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of raisins into this. Then into this, I'm going to add around 1 cup of grapes juice. So this is red grapes juice that I've taken. Now I'm going to soak these raisins in this juice for around an hour, and then we will start making the cake. So I've taken a saucepan here, and I have added some water in this. Now I'm going to add pitted dates into this. So these are seedless dates, so there's no seed in this, and they are soft dates that I've taken, and I'm going to cook this dates in this water for some time until it's nicely soft and properly cooked. So the dates have been cooking for some time. So these are around 200 grams of dates that I've taken. So it was actually 1 cup of dates and around 3 cups of water that I've taken here, or enough water for the dates to cook properly. So as you can see, it's still cooking. I'm going to cook this for some more time. So this is now almost ready. Now I'm going to switch off the flame, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next with this. So I've taken a bowl at the bottom, and I've kept this here, and now I'm going to put this mixture into this. So now into a pan, I'm going to pour this dates juice that we made. So it doesn't have that the dates pieces. So I have taken them out, and it's just the water that we collected. So it's nicely, I'm going to cook this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this until this thickens a bit. So we don't want it to be very thick, but at the same time we don't want it watery like this. So we just going to keep stirring this at regular intervals, and you don't have to keep the flame on high throughout. So maybe once it starts boiling, then you can reduce the flame to medium or maybe low as well, and just keep stirring this like this, and just make sure it properly thickens and cooks well. So here I've taken around 1.5 cups of wheat flour into this, then around half a teaspoon of baking soda, and around 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now I'm going to nicely sieve this. So I'm going to sieve this properly. So now I have sieved the wheat flour, baking soda and baking powder properly. So this is around 1.5 cups of wheat flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So now I'm going to add around half a spoon of cinnamon powder into this. If you like less flavor of cinnamon, then you can add less as well. I'm also going to add just a little less than half a spoon of ginger powder into this. Again, if you don't like the flavor too much, then just reduce the spice accordingly. So cinnamon and ginger, you can accordingly adjust your taste. So now I'm going to mix this properly. So this is now ready. So our dry ingredients are now ready. So let's see how the date syrups are doing. So the date syrup is getting ready. So I'm still going to cook this on low flame for some more time. Until then, we will start making the other preparations for the cake. So as you can see, the date syrup is now ready. It's nicely cooked, and you can see it's nicely thick as well. So it's not very thick, neither very thin. And this is how we need the consistency. So now I'm going to switch off the flame, and I'm going to let this cool for a bit. So now into a mixing bowl, I'm going to add around 1 cup of yogurt into this. Then I'm going to nicely whisk this. So I've nicely whisked this. Now I'm going to add around 75 to 100 grams of butter into this. You can also add vegetable oil if you like. I'm going to nicely whisk this. Then I'm going to add the date syrup that we made. So this is around 1 cup of dates syrup. So look how lovely this color has come up. So this will give a very nice color to the cake. Now I'm going to add the soaked raisins that we soaked in red grapes juice. So now I'm going to put that into this. I'm going to add chopped cashews into this. Then some chopped walnuts. You can also add almond powder or chopped almonds if you like. So it's completely your choice. Then I'm going to nicely whisk everything up. So I'm going to nicely whisk this. Now slowly I'm going to add the dry ingredients into this. So the dry ingredients that we have prepared of wheat flour, cinnamon powder, ginger powder, baking powder and baking soda. So I'm going to slowly put this mixture into this. You don't have to put everything together, so you can put little by little. Mix this and then you can add the remaining mixture. So I'm going to nicely mix this up. So our cake batter is now ready. As you can see, looks nice and delicious. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cake tin here. I'm taking some butter to just grease it. So I'm going to just nicely grease this up. And then I'm going to pour this mixture into this. So as you can see, I have poured the batter here and I have nicely spread this batter. I'm also going to tap this a couple of times just to make sure the batter is nicely and evenly spread in the cake tin. So now I'm going to bake this cake. So I will bake this at 180 degrees Celsius for around 40 minutes or until they're nicely cooked. So this cake is now out of the oven and I'm going to wait for this cake to cool down a bit. So this is ready, and as you can see, I have just checked it with a plastic knife, and as you can see, it's not sticking. The batter is not sticking, so this is completely ready. And now I'm going to wait for this cake to cool down. Also, it took me 45 minutes for this cake to bake and cook properly. So I will wait for this cake to cool down a bit. So this is how the final version of the fruit cake looks like. Isn't it healthy? Because I've not used sugar here, I've used date syrup instead, and I have used wheat flour instead of maida or all-purpose flour. So I'm sure you must have liked this recipe. If you have liked it, don't forget to like this recipe on my YouTube channel and also subscribe to my channel. See you later. Take care and bye-bye.